We had a delicious pizza for our first meal in Napoli, which was
so good.
Just so good. A glass of wine apiece.
Yeah, I wanted a bottle of wine, but she said, don't do a bottle of wine. Welcome back to Finding Gina Marie. It's Thanksgiving in the United States, and here we are in Italy, so we don't have the traditional Thanksgiving dinner or anything else. No family around, but we wish all our family and friends a wonderful Thanksgiving.
More specifically, we're in Napoli, in a garden outside the Palazzo Reale.
Things didn't quite go as planned on our exit from San Francisco. We did make it out, barely. There was
by the skin of our teeth.
There was so much chaos. Our apartment was not cleared out and not set up the way we wanted to when we left. We were just barely putting stuff together. We just had to rush to the airport, and there were some really intense moments during that process.
Right. We have an entire video coming up about some of the mistakes that we made and lessons learned.
A lot of lessons learned, a lot of mistakes made. And, you know, I don't think we could have planned this whole thing out if we wanted to. There was too much last minute stuff, and that was part of the problem.
For as much as we planned, things don't always go according to plan.
Especially for us. So getting on the plane was an amazing feat. And what was your feeling when we got on the plane?
Pure and utter relief. We had so many things go sideways that we almost didn't think we were going to make the flight. But it was Thanksgiving week. We understood that it was going to be really hard to reschedule if we missed our plane. And I just kind of took a step back. Maybe I wasn't even thinking for myself. I think I was maybe on autopilot. And we just made a plan to just get on the plane, and everything that was unresolved, we would do from here.
Right. And frankly, we weren't sure what was in our suitcases. We had pre-packing planned. We did some pre-packing, and then we didn't finish packing. So we just got on the plane and said, whatever's in our suitcases is in our suitcases. Whatever isn't resolved in our apartment, our son is still in San Francisco. He can handle last minute stuff. And we just said, we're here. We're on the plane. We're going to go to Milan and then on to Napoli.
And we had a great property manager who really helped and allowed us to leave certain things for her to do a big recycling drive afterwards. So that really helped a lot with some things.
Yeah, she and the crew of our apartment building did such a fantastic job of just letting us get away with some of the crap we got away with, which was leaving so much stuff in the apartment. And we also spent a couple days after we got here working with our son, trying to make sure that whatever we could get put into storage was put into storage. And one of the mistakes we did make was we had checked bags.
I guess you always have a choice, but we made a conscious decision. Kevin has a Whiskey Riffs channel that we've alluded to on multiple occasions. And his original intention was to record a bunch of videos. He had an advent calendar of whiskeys. 24
whiskey bottles that were small, 50 milliliter, but I had to go through each one of them. And long story short, they couldn't get me the information fast enough for me to actually do the video. So I didn't know anything about these bottles. It was a mystery. We decided we'll just take them to Italy with us, which meant we couldn't bring them on the plane.
So we knew we were at least having to check one bag. That last day, Kevin was so busy tackling an assortment of things that he did not have time to properly understand even what he was packing. So we just went ahead and figured we would just throw everything into a suitcase, a small suitcase that we are prepared to jettison as soon as we got things sorted out. Right. But we just wanted to make sure that we had at least some of the things that were on top of our mind that we knew we had to have with us.
Yeah, the small suitcase is one of the underseat ones. We also checked both of our carry-on bags that we will be using as carry-on in the next one or two legs of the trip as soon as we can pare down some of the stuff that we put in those suitcases.
So the intention is to, during this month while we're in Italy, prune down how much we took with us, because we are refusing to have to transport that much extra baggage.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I felt was just the opportunity to exhale for the first time, I think, in months. We have just been running so tight and things have just been so chaotic that to actually exhale felt amazing. You know, we knew that we were at a point of no return. Everything is sold or gone, and we do have a few things in storage, but primarily we knew that we were on the adventure of our lifetime to move forward with this new life. And so there was this feeling of bring on the wine. We'll just decompress and it'll all be wonderful.
Yeah, actually being in a city that is in Italy meant we made it through the flight at least. And yeah, we just had some wine, had some food, and the train ride helped too. The train ride from Milano to Napoli was 5 hours.
Right.
So we had a chance just to kind of talk over what happened, relax a little bit more. You know, we weren't having to rush into another airport to get onto another flight. The train was really a great idea to relax and decompress.
We absolutely love trains. And unfortunately, when we arrived in Milan, thanks to some airline glitches, we didn't arrive until after midnight. And so once again, we're traveling in the dark and having to deal with some of that, which is never ideal for us. So really, we were in Milano for less than 8 hours.
Oh yeah, it was a quick trip there, but at least we got to sleep in a bed and relax a little bit.
Right.
And then when we got to Napoli, it was raining and we didn't know the city well enough and it was getting dark. So we were basically rolling our suitcases through the streets of Napoli in the rain, uphill.
Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of connectivity, and the instructions for our Airbnb came when we were already en route. So we didn't have a chance to look at them. And with the rain, we just kind of used maps and figured out where we were going. But when we finally got there, it turns out that there's a funicolare that allows you to like fast track the very steep hills.
Skip all the
we had to
bumpy
walk
roads and hills. Those poor suitcases with the bouncy, click, clack, clack, clack. Waiting for a wheel to pop off. I was like, oh, this would be really great. It's raining, it's dark, we have no idea where our place is, and a wheel would break in a suitcase.
The next significant thought that I had was when we were going to sleep in Milan, and as my head hit the pillow, which wasn't a great pillow, I realized that we were no longer going to have our own bed to sleep in, and we would be having comfortable beds, we would be having uncomfortable beds, but really we will just be travelers.
Whatever comes, whatever hits.
It's part of the adventure.
It's part of the adventure. Yeah, that's what she said when we were rolling up the hill in the rain on the bumpy streets. It's part of the adventure.
Well, I think you have to look at it that way because there's going to be so many new experiences and things that go well, things that don't go well. And if you just look at it as a journey and this is what I get to do next, it, I think, puts the right healthy spin on it because nothing lasts forever, nothing good, nothing bad. So, you know, it's just all part of the experience.
And part of it too is being a tag team. Like when we were trying to get out of San Francisco, I was panicking because I was trying to get one more load into our storage center. And Judy's like, look, you just need to stop and leave it. We'll just get on the plane. Come with me now, because I was going to put her on the plane first. Just take the suitcase, need to be checked in. And she was the voice of reason. So we're trying to tag team this and say one of us will come up with a reasonable response to whatever situation we're in. And even today, trying to find a spot to record this in Napoli, it took a little bit of effort to find a way into this garden. But we found it because both of us were looking and passing ideas back and forth. And it's already been kind of fun to see us succeed at a few of these little things.
We had a delicious pizza for our first meal in Napoli, which was just so good. A glass of wine apiece.
Yeah, I want a bottle of wine, but the tag team thing, she said, don't do a bottle of wine.
It would not be responsible.
We have to work to do stuff in the morning. So,
As a result of some of the chaos that we encountered as we were departing, for as much as we overpacked, there were critical things that we didn't pack. So another thought that is going through our minds through all of this experience is that, number one, you can't just easily have someone ship something to us that you left behind or that you want and is only available in the United States.
Right. I bought a very expensive tripod that was nice and small and very light. And I thought I put it in a suitcase. I did not put it in a suitcase. I checked real quickly, how much would it cost to ship this to us in Italy? And it was as much as the price of the tripod, which was $300. It's like, okay, we're not shipping that here because we don't even know how fast it would get through customs. It's like, that's not an option. Shut that door.
Right. And we were out for aperitivo yesterday. Aperitivi?
We had two. We had one each. Aperitivi.
There was a Christmas store, and I realized, well, I normally collect ornaments at every country we visit. We don't really buy a lot of souvenirs.
No.
But just having an awareness that we're not going to be able to buy souvenirs because we don't have the room to carry anything. So
Which doesn't bother me because we save a little bit more money.
well, absolutely. And I do think that that is one of the interesting things is the consumerism is just a bit different and much less because there are obstacles. When you're ordering from Amazon Italy, they don't have the same things as Amazon US. And, you know, some of the local stores just aren't going to carry certain things. Getting ourselves in the mindset that we aren't going to be shopping in to the degree that we did previously.
We've been very spoiled by all the services that are in San Francisco because it's a tech town, because it's a startup town. All the little delivery services and Amazon and everything's, oh, you can get that in an hour, you can get that in 2 hours. Well, even if we could get something in a couple hours here, we don't have space for it. We already have to pare down our suitcases. So we don't have space. We're trying to keep our budget lower. We're trying to do everything a little more responsible for traveling all the time. And yeah, every time we look at something, go, is that really necessary? Is the tripod essential? Well, yes, I have to use it to record our video. So I went out and bought another tripod, which isn't the same one I bought. But we have to really think through everything.
And I think one of the things that really got us in trouble in San Francisco was I thought that I was much more minimal than we apparently are. And there were things that I just didn't realize that we had to resolve. So I'm really excited that that is behind us and we are traveling so much lighter and freer than what we were carrying previously in our apartment. There were many reasons that we chose Napoli as the first place to start this adventure, not the least of which is the fact that I have some of my birth family who are originally from this city and this small area nearby to Napoli. We're here only until December 1st, and then we're heading to Sicily until December 19th. And we still have to get into a little bit of a routine yet. I feel like just because of all of the chaos, it's taken a little bit longer. So I think we're looking forward to our next stop where maybe we're a little bit more organized.
Yeah, get ourselves in the process of unpacking enough. We're not in vacation mode. We're staying in a place for more than a couple weeks. And then kind of getting into the packing and tiny minimalist, what we're going to actually be doing every time routine. Again, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we are very thankful that we made it on the plane, that we made it to Milan and we made it to Napoli, and that we are here in Italy being able to share this with you.
And living this new exciting life. We're super happy. I don't have any regrets.
I have
Do you?
no regrets right now.
Right now?
Well, you never know. I mean, a year into this, we may go, what the hell did we just do?
No, I feel like no matter what, we're going to look at this time and think all of the experiences we got to have and all of the opportunities and people that we've met along the way. And I feel like there's no downside for us.
I agree. And we keep saying, I can't believe we did this. It's just, this is a huge thing. There's a lot more to come.
If you want to follow along with us, please consider subscribing. We have that top 10 mistakes that we made in leaving San Francisco that will be in our next episode. And until next time.
Until next time.